Welcome back, student. So in the last lecture we studied about determinant of a matrix, how to find determinant of a matrix, minor, cofactor, and also we find the adjoint of a matrix, and ultimately we found a method to find the inverse of a matrix. So at the last we are studying the inverse of a matrix. So there are some properties of inverse of a matrix. Properties of inverse of a matrix. These are some basic properties of inverse of a matrix. So first one is A transpose inverse is A inverse transpose. So this property shows that if you do any one of the operation first and then other, they will not affect our result. So whether you do transpose first then inverse, or whether you do inverse first and transpose, the result will be same. Now the second property is the determinant of A inverse is equal to determinant of A and its inverse. So this is a basic property. Let me give you an example of that. If determinant of A is I, so you all can guess now the determinant, then the determinant of A inverse is 1 upon 5. So this is also one basic property of inverse of a matrix. Now move further. If A and B are two matrices and A inverse and B inverse are their respective inverses, so inverse of AB is equal to B inverse. Okay. Then fourth property is that if any matrix is invertible, you just recall that any matrix is invertible if its determinant is a non-zero or it is a non-singular matrix. So if any matrix is invertible, then its transpose is also invertible, and its dagger. So you don't know about dagger till now. In next section we will discuss this dagger. So and this dagger is also invertible. And now the last property for inverse is let's leave the last property because it's just a replicate of this property, that if a matrix is invertible, A and B are two matrices, they are invertible, then A inverse, A transpose, A dagger. This is a symbol of dagger. We will discuss this dagger in the next section. AB inverse, AB transpose. All matrices are also invertible. This is a case when A and B are two invertible matrices. Now we move forward. In that last lecture we also studied about transpose of a matrix. So transpose is just basically it achieved by interchanging row and columns in a matrix, and vice versa. We interchange row by columns or column by rows. So we studied this at the last lecture. Transpose of a matrix. This basically, if A is represent, any element of A is represented by Aij, then element of A transpose is represented by Aji. It's just an interchange of row. You all know that I represent for row, J represent for column. So it's just a interchange of row or column. There are just some basic properties of transpose. Basic properties of transpose, there is only one, that if A have transpose A transpose, B transpose B transpose, then transpose of AB का transpose is B transpose A transpose. So these are some basic properties of transpose. So after studying this transpose, we will introduce two new types of matrices. Name first one is also there are one more properties and two more properties of transpose, that the transpose of A transpose is A. You one interchange row and column, then again interchange row and column, ultimately the matrix becomes same. And there is also one more property which we also earlier discussed in properties of inverse. So these are some basic properties of transpose. Now I am telling you that after studying this transpose, we also introduced two new kind of matrices named symmetric matrices. So what is the definition of symmetric matrices? Here simple word. If a square matrix, for a square matrix A transpose equal to A, then it is called symmetric matrices. Symmetric matrix. So if A transpose equal to A, then it is called symmetric matrix. So what in a elementary form, in a notation form, Aij is equal to Aj I. In element notation form, this is a definition of symmetric matrix. Let me give you an example. A, B, C. 5, 6, 3, 5, 6, 3. So this is a simple and very basic example of any matrix A. If I do its transpose, then I got this is same as this matrix A. So this is a concept of symmetric matrix. What do you mean by symmetry? This is a very basic question I want to ask you. What do you mean by symmetry? You studied in 7th and 6th class about symmetry, a mirror symmetry. So basically in this matrix notation, this is a symmetry about principal diagonal. If I fold this, then it overlap. 5 overlap 5, 6 overlap 6, 3 overlap. So this is basically the symmetry along the principal diagonal. So we named it a symmetric matrix. Now the another type of matrix is anti-symmetric matrix. As it clear from its name, it is just opposite of symmetric matrix, or is also called skew symmetric matrix. So what it represents in first in this form, A transpose equal to minus A, and then in element representation form, Aij equal to minus Aj. So this is a skew symmetric matrix. So let there is any matrix A, B, C, D, A, B, C, A, B, C, A, B, C, 5, 3. A, B, C, 5, 3, 2, 5, 3, 2. Minus, minus, minus. Okay, so I do its transpose. A minus 5 minus 3, 5, B minus 2, 3, 2, C, and take minus common from here. Have you noted? Okay, note this. This is important. Now take minus common. Then A transpose minus A transpose become minus A minus 5, sorry, plus 5, 3, minus 5 minus B 2, minus 3 minus 2, and minus C. So as we take, and according to the definition of skew symmetric matrix, it has to equal to the A, our original matrix. So A 5 3 minus 5 B 2 minus 3 minus 2 and C. So what you can get from these, just compare the diagonal elements. Minus A equal to A, minus B equal to B, minus C equal to C. So can someone suggest me the numbers whose positive and negative is same? Now it's just 0. So there is a basic property of skew symmetric matrix arises that all the diagonal elements, so if minus A equal to A, so A should be 0. Similarly B, C, they all should be 0. So basic property of anti-symmetric matrix is that all the diagonal elements are 0. So note this property, this is very important. Now again stick to the symmetric matrix. So the definition of symmetric matrix is understood. Now if I want to draw a symmetric matrix, then how can I find number of independent elements? What are the independent elements which we put by ourselves? There is no restriction to decide our independence element. So A, B, C, and all. Now let I take same example for all questions. So this is my symmetric matrix. So the independent element I can choose is first my diagonal element. I can choose any diagonal element, and then these 3. So in a matrix in which there are 9 elements, I am telling this is a case of symmetric matrix. So a matrix in which there are 9 elements, I can choose the independent element are 6. 3 diagonal and 3 this upper symmetric or lower symmetric. So if it is a symmetric matrix, if I consider that it is symmetric matrix, then these 3 are also remember there. So I have to choose only 6 independent element. So a simple formula for this is number of independent elements in symmetric matrix is n plus 1 by 2. Let me check this formula. So there is n equal to 3. The number of independent elements is 3. 3 plus 1 is 4 by 2. तो दोनों इक्वेशन से जो हमारे पास फॉर्मूला आ चुका है वो ये है कि जिससे हम एक कंक्लूजन पे निकले, द नंबर ऑफ इंडिपेंडेंट एलिमेंट इन अ सिमेट्रिक मैट्रिक्स इज n plus 1 divided by 2. This is a generalized for any order. Now we also discuss what is the formula for number of independent elements for screw symmetric matrix. The screw symmetric matrix. So earlier discussion it was clear that diagonal element of a screw symmetric matrix is 0. So we can't choose them. They are fixed. They have to be 0. Now you can choose these elements. So now how much element we can choose? We can choose just 3 elements. Other diagonal elements are fixed. They have to be 0, and other 3 are just a minus of them. So we can only choose 3 independent elements in a screw symmetric matrix. So also I have to put the general formula this. So number of independent element for screw symmetric matrix general formula for any order n is this. Now we check where is order is 3. So 3 minus 1 is 2, 2, 2. So we can only choose 3 elements by ourselves. Basically the 3 elements are independent elements. So this is our discussion about symmetric matrices. The number of independent elements we can choose in a symmetric matrices. Screw symmetric matrices, number of independent element for a screw symmetric matrix. Now there is very good property, we can say very good property of matrices, that it can be represented as a sum of its symmetric and antisymmetric part. So what I basically want to say that I want to represent a matrix A. So I can represent it in a sum of its symmetric part and its antisymmetric part. So why this is called symmetric part and this is antisymmetric part? So if matrix is symmetric, means A equal to A transpose, then this term becomes 0. ये केस है किसका? सिमेट्रिक का. Okay, so A equal to A transpose, then A equal to 1/2. This will become 2A equal to A HP. And also if in case of screw symmetry, A equal to minus A transpose, so this term becomes 0 and only this term is present when it becomes A minus A transpose, so plus A, so this is 2A. So this is a good property, that it is a general property of matrix that it can be represented as is sum of its symmetric and antisymmetric part. So this is a symmetric part and this is an antisymmetric part. Is it clear to you? Now let's take an example for it to understand it. So it is a question came in JAM 2006. It's quite a simple question. Actually JAM is not a tough exam. It consists of simple question. You just want to be accurate while attempting the question paper. So this is a question of Jan 2006. Find the symmetric part of a matrix equal to AB and A minus 2B. First we have to solve this matrix, this product. So P equal to A minus 2, AB, B, A minus 2 and B square. I also want to add something in this, that if this matrix has the order 2 order 1 and this has the order 1 order 2. So basically what is the order of product of this matrix? So this is 2 order 2. This one the order of the product is the matrix have order this and another matrix have order this, then the product have order that. Similarly these and then product of matrices, the order of the product of matrix are this. So this is our matrix. Now we have to calculate its symmetric part. What is the symmetric part? Symmetric part is 1/2 A plus A transpose. Then we have to find its transpose. So its transpose is now we have to add this P transpose. P plus P transpose equal to, you also know how to add the two matrices. We have to add the individual element. We have to add this with this, as these are same, so directly I have done this. We have to add this to this. So this is AB plus AB minus 2B. Okay. Now we have to add this. So AB minus 2B plus AB, and this is just 2B square. Okay. You can note this question. Now let's simplify it. P plus P transpose is, let me take 2 common, then it become A minus 2. This is become 2AB minus 2. So if I take 2 here, this become AB minus B. Clear? And this also become 2 AB minus B. This become 2B square. Now take B. Now take 2 common. Then it will become, this is P plus P transpose. This become AB minus B. This become also AB minus B. This is B square. So what is the symmetric part? So this is the symmetric part of matrix P. Can you find the anti-symmetric part? So basically we have to do nothing, we just subtract these two matrices. For anti-symmetric part we have to subtract these two matrices and then divide it by 2. It is very simple. You can try the anti-symmetric part in your home. So this is a question coming in Jan 2006 question paper. Hope you find this very easy. Now you also move further. Again there is another question. This came in Jan 2008. So what is the question? Let me. The product PQ the product PQ of two real square, the product PQ of two real square and symmetric, square, leave the square term, real symmetric matrices. The product PQ of two real symmetric matrices is two symmetric matrices P and Q. So P is, so this is a question, there are options. First one is symmetric for all P and Q, symmetric for all P and Q. Second option is never symmetric. Symmetric if PQ equal to QP. And last one is, fourth one is anti-symmetric. Anti-symmetric for all P and Q. So what this question is saying to us, that there is two matrices P and Q. These two matrices are real and these are symmetric matrices. Now we have to tell about their product PQ. So what is the definition of symmetric matrix? Symmetric matrices are, if P is a symmetric, so P transpose equal to P. If Q is symmetric, so Q transpose equal to Q. So now check the symmetry of PQ. So if PQ have to symmetric, then this condition have to satisfy. We know from the properties of transpose, there is study that the transpose of B is B transpose and A transpose. So here Q transpose, P transpose. Q transpose equal to Q, P transpose equal to P. So this matrix PQ is symmetric if and only if PQ equal to QP. तो अगर PQ प्रोडक्ट जो है वो मैट्रिक्स QP के इक्वल होगा, ओनली इस कंडीशन में PQ मैट्रिक्स सिमेट्रिक हो सकती है. ठीक है, ये यहाँ पर हमारा रिजल्ट आया. दिस इज ऑल्सो कम्यूटेशन. कम्यूटेशन हम बाद में पढ़ेंगे, क्वांटम मैकेनिक्स के कोर्स में पढ़ेंगे. So this is all about symmetric and symmetric matrices and skew symmetric matrices. We discussed two questions came in JAM exam. Now move forward to one another type of matrix. यहाँ अभी तक मैट्रिक्स के टाइप ही चल रहे हैं. बीच में थोड़ा मैकेनिक्स आ रहा है, पर बीच में थोड़ा मैथ आ रहा है, पर टाइप्स अभी मैट्रिक्स के चल रहे हैं. अभी जो एक्चुअल जो क्वेश्चन आते हैं जैम में, ये तो बहुत सिंपल क्वेश्चन थे. अगर if exam is too simple then these type of question came, but जो बेसिकली जो क्वेश्चंस आते हैं वो आते हैं हमारे आइगन वैल्यूज से, आइगन वेक्टर से. तो वो हम इस डिस्कशन के बात करेंगे. सो नाउ द अनदर टाइप ऑफ मैट्रिक्स यू हैव टू स्टडी इज ऑर्थोगोनल. Orthogonal matrices. This is also very important. So if so a matrix, what is the definition of orthogonal matrix? You have to note it that if for a square matrix, if for a square matrix A transpose or A transpose A is equal to a identity matrix. If A transpose, this is transpose. If A transpose equal to A transpose A equal to identity matrix, then A is called orthogonal matrix. Orthogonal matrix. So if A equal to A transpose, Now let me do some simplification here. Here A transpose is equal to I, identity matrix. Now multiply A inverse on both sides. A inverse A transpose equal to A inverse. So this becomes identity matrix. So the result came from this simplification is that if we know a matrix is orthogonal, then its inverse is equal to its transpose. So this is a basic description about orthogonal matrix. Let me understand this by a simple example. I am choosing a matrix A. This matrix is cos theta. Matrix is cos theta, sin theta, minus sin theta, and again cos theta. So we have to check that whether this matrix A is orthogonal or not. I tell you that this matrix is very important. This is a transformation equation. We will study this in classical mechanics. So this is our matrix. What is the condition for a matrix to be orthogonal? That A transpose equal to identity matrix. Now take the transpose of this matrix. We got cos theta minus sin theta, cos theta. So this is transpose. Now multiply these two matrices. I just write this matrix here. Cos theta minus sin theta, and cos theta. So this is my A transpose. Erase this. So we have to check this condition. Now multiply this. We all know the multiplication algorithm of matrix. You know how to multiply matrices. So cos square theta, sin plus sin square theta. Cos minus cos theta, sin theta, and this will plus cos theta, sin theta. Again this is minus sin theta cos theta, cos plus cos theta sin theta, and last sin square theta. Minus become plus sin theta plus cos square theta. As we simplify this, we all know that cos, this is a basic identity from trigonometry, that cos square theta plus sin square theta is 1. This becomes 0, this becomes 1. So this is the identity matrix. So this gives us A transpose or A transpose A. If you do this in reverse order, then also we got an identity matrix. So this matrix, so from this discussion we can say that this matrix, this rotation matrix is a orthogonal matrix. So this is all about orthogonal matrix. Till now you have studied the adjoint of a matrix, the determinant of a matrix, how to get inverse of a matrix. You know about symmetric matrix, antisymmetric matrices, now also orthogonal matrix. So now I am going to introduce one more operation, one more thing about matrices. And in the first lecture, what we tell you that matrix is just a collection of information. It's a arranged order of collection, arranged order of information. So it can be anything. It can be alphabet, it can be numbers, it can be complex variables. You know that what is complex number? There is an imaginary iota there. We will also deal in this course, in this lecture series about complex numbers. So till now you all know about complex numbers. You have studied the complex number in class 11th. Conjugate of a matrix. So what is a conjugate of a matrix? Conjugate is just that we interchange the sign of imaginary part. If my matrix have complex elements, then I just change the sign of imaginary part. Let me show you example. That there is a matrix A, 1 plus 3i, 0, 1 and minus I. So its conjugate is represented by this symbol. There is a star over there. And if I do conjugate of matrix, then it will take that it will become the conjugate of every element. So the imaginary part changes its sign. It becomes 1 minus 3i, 0, 0. There is no imaginary part in that. Also there is no imaginary part, and this become I. So this is a conjugate of this matrix. Okay, and the more important than just conjugate of matrix, the more important quantity in which we interested is the transpose of conjugate. This is the most important thing we have to do with matrix. There are also some important things. This is one of the most important things, and this is called dagger, which I earlier mentioned, dagger. So the transpose of conjugate of a matrix is dagger. It is widely used in quantum mechanics. The dagger is represented as a dagger. So if this is a matrix A, I have to find its dagger. So its conjugate is this, and then I have take its transpose. So a dagger is basically the transpose of A conjugate, and its reverse is also true, A transpose का conjugate. So A conjugate transpose of this matrix. So this become A dagger. There is a matrix A and its dagger is this. So dagger is simply the transpose of conjugate. You have to do first conjugate or transpose, whatever you want to do, then take its transpose of conjugate. So this is dagger. Hope you all understand it. These are the basic points. We are just formalizing our matrix algebra. We are just learning some tools, some important things in matrix. So this is also very important, the dagger. As we know about dagger, then we move towards the another two types of matrices. Now these two types of matrices are as we study dagger, we have to deal with some property. We have to understand some properties of dagger. Here are some simple properties. Properties of dagger. So what is the properties? If there are two matrices A and B, I want to use dagger. So this is simply this. The first property. Second property is that same. If you do A dagger and then take its dagger, then it becomes A. This is also a basic property. Sorry. Not this property. So basically, if we do dagger, then transpose, so it is equal to transpose then dagger. So these two operations can interchange. There is no change in our result. Not to confuse with the sign of dagger and transpose. Now the third property is that similar all previous results. Now fourth properties of dagger is that again this. So basically from all these discussions we get that the dagger, the inverse, the transpose, these are interchangeable. The order of if a matrix has two operations, any two of them, so order of the operation doesn't change our result. So whether you do dagger first, then inverse, it will same. Whether first do inverse, then dagger. Similarly, whether you do transpose first and then dagger. So this is the simple properties. So these two operations are interchangeable. So these are some simple properties of dagger. Now in the discussion of dagger, we introduce two new kind of matrices which have a very great importance mainly in quantum mechanics. So first one is Hermitian matrix. Hermitian matrix. So what is the definition of Hermitian matrix? If for any square matrix condition is A dagger equal to A. If for any square matrix A dagger equal to A, then it is called Hermitian matrix. Simply if A dagger equal to A, then it is called Hermitian matrix. This is quite equivalent that symmetric and anti-symmetric matrix, where just the difference is that here this is dagger and there that was the transpose. Now the second type is skew symmetric, skew Hermitian or anti-Hermitian. So you probably guess what is the definition of anti-Hermitian. Here A dagger equal to A, anti-Hermitian A dagger equal to minus A. So these are the two another type of matrices, Hermitian matrices, anti-Hermitian matrices. Now we do another question. It is not like question, it is a statement. We have to prove a statement. So what is our statement? So statement is if P and Q are two Hermitian matrices. P and Q are two Hermitian matrices, which means P dagger equal to P, Q dagger equal to Q. Then product of P and Q. The product of two Hermitian matrices P, Q is also Hermitian if P and Q commute. So this is a statement. We have to prove this statement. I hope you all note it down. Someone who's not, pause the video and note it. So what is our statement which we have to prove? That if P and Q are two Hermitian matrices, then product of P and Q, PQ is also Hermitian if P and Q is commute. This is a must condition. Okay. So now let's prove this statement. In physics, there are very few things which are fundamental, which we take. Those are also not fundamental. Those are coming from the experimental aspects. So there are very few things, and I can say there is no such thing which we take granted, which we think that it is as it is. We have to find the proof or experimental aspect of everything. So this is a statement. We have to prove it. So first thing, what is the condition of Hermitian matrix? So PQ dagger equal to, have I told you the properties of dagger? Yes. So this is Q dagger and P dagger. These all, the inverse, the transpose, the dagger, these all follow the quite similar properties. There are different symbol and different operation. So PQ dagger is Q dagger, P dagger. We also know that P and Q are Hermitian. So P dagger equal to P, Q dagger equal to Q. So this becomes QP. Okay. What is this? What is commutation? What we say if How can we say P and Q commute? So this is a symbol of commutation, and this means this is the property for commutation, and this means PQ minus QP equal to 0. This is a condition for commutation of two quantities or two matrices, and this will give PQ equal to QP. So if P and Q commute, then PQ equal to QP. So PQ equal to QP equal to PQ. So this will give us this result, and this is our required result. So we have proved that if P and Q are two Hermitian matrices, these are Hermitian, so P dagger equal to P, Q dagger equal to Q. Product of P and Q, PQ is also Hermitian if P and Q are commute. So if P and Q are commute, then this condition is satisfied. This is a symbol of commutation, which means PQ minus QP equal to 0. So PQ equal to QP, we have put this here and we got this result. This is commutator. There is one more quantity, anti-commutator, which is represented by this symbol. There are curly brackets and P and Q. This means 0. So this is a symbol something like that, a curly bracket. So P, this means PQ plus QP equal to 0, or PQ equal to minus QP. So this is anti-commutator. This is commutator. If the question is said that if P and Q are anti-commute, so we'll take this condition. So this is all about Hermitian matrix. This is a very important statement. Sometimes it can come in an exam. Now we have discussed a lot here. So there is a last matrix I want to discuss is unitary matrix. So what is the last topic for today is unitary matrix. So what is the definition of simple definition of unitary matrix? A square matrix A. Square matrix A is called unitary matrix. Square matrix A is called unitary matrix if the condition is A dagger equal to A or A dagger is a identity matrix. So this is a condition for unitary matrix, and this is the equivalent like what happens in orthogonal matrix, that in orthogonal there is transpose. This is the definition of orthogonal matrix, and in unitary there are dagger. So for unitary matrix this condition have to satisfy. So this is the end of this lecture. This is enough for today. In next lecture we will discuss about the rank of a matrix, we discuss about the trace of a matrix. Also then we do the question of, well, then we formalize the eigenvalue eigenvector equation, and then we do the question of IIT JAM. The most of the question matrix, the most of the question came from matrix, are mainly of eigenvalue and eigenvectors problem. So thank you. If you like this video, like the video, and if you have some suggestion for me, then comment. Thank you.